YouTube, Danny Staten here on the Daily Damn Blog. You know I love saying that. Hey, I'm back with another comic book review. I'm going to break out a Gold Key classic. That's right, today I'm taking a voyage. A voyage I've taken before. A voyage to the bottom of the sea. Does anybody remember Voyage? Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, that old TV show from back in the day? I love the old 60s TV show, but do you remember it? You know I gotta do this bit.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, starring Richard Basehart, David Edison. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
So did that give you a flashback? So today I'm taking a look at Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, what my friend Dave Sunstorm would call the good stuff, right? Right, Dave? As I said before, it's not my first look at a Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I rolled down with these, number 11, number 16, and what is that? Wow, I can't even tell what that is. I need to rewrite on my comics, don't I? Number 7, I had to actually get close to take a look at that. That's embarrassing. It really is. Well, anyway, these are the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea comic books I've covered already. But this bad boy, it's a number 3. I'm excited. It's the oldest one I've looked at so far. It might be the oldest one I've got. I wonder if Thrash Pondo Ponds is a fan of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Let me know in the comments below if you actually watched this video. So let's open it up and get started on this next voyage to the bottom of the sea. So inside the front cover, we get a Man Beneath the Sea Undersea Resources Special. We learn how we're going to have these great big old fish farms and how we're going to farm the fish for food to feed everybody. We're going to go down in submarines. That's right, we're going to take our submarines down deep in the ocean and steal all the treasure from the old shipwrecks and recover it. Now, we ain't going to steal it. We're going to recover it. And we may even find... Are you a boat? Are you a boat down there? What? We're going to vacuum the ocean floor for minerals because... Really? You're going to vacuum the ocean floor? You know, this vacuuming the ocean floor plan sounds to me like it sucks. Now, if you didn't laugh at that, you hadn't got a sense of humor. Anyway, so Curly's taking a swim out to sea view. They're exploring the bottom of the ocean. I guess they're getting started on that salvage thing over there a little bit early with the old sea view. Curly and his partner are swimming down deep. They spot the rusted out hulk of an old ship. A ship from back in the day. Hey, this comic book's real special to me. I was born in 1965. This comic book come out the same year I did. So Info Panels brought to you by the Daily Damn Blog. I get a rare treat today as I'm going through this really cool old comic book from the 1960s, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, number 3. I'm getting to see Curly seek out the rusted hulk of a ship at the bottom of the ocean. Guess what? It's a ship called Seaview. He relays the message back to the skipper that, hey, I found the Seaview on the bottom of the thing. They think he's smoking something. We gotta get Curly a mental check. Curly said, I'm gonna go in and investigate. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna find out what's inside this sunken galleon. Down through the depths of the ship, Curly investigates as he comes up into a place that still has 100-year-old air trapped inside of it, an air bubble. He goes inside. He removes his helmet. He checks around. He cannot believe it. The body of the other sailors lay about. That's disturbing. Scully, find the manual, the log of the ship so he can find out everything that happened on the Seaview. That's just weird that it's got the same name. Well, anyway, the rest of the crew go back and they think, oh, Scully's trapped in the ship, but he's just sitting around having a good time reading a book. He ain't trapped. Scully's just interested. Am I saying his name wrong? Well, I'm going to call him Sully anyway. He looks like a Sully. Anyway, it'll be 333 days tomorrow since the other ship sank in 1632. And And this log reads like a modern-day horror book as they plot their course through wherever in the blue heck this is. It's somewhere south, maybe? I don't know. They don't really tell. Did you notice that? They don't tell. Anyway, the Spaniards encounter giant sea creatures of immense size that they describe as dragons. They barely defeat the dragons and sail on deeper and deeper to the south, hanging atop the mast for safety, when suddenly they're attacked by, apparently, Godzilla. And Godzilla sunk the ship, sent them to the bottom, and destroyed their whole life. Oh my God. That's right, this turned into a Godzilla monster comic book right there, as Godzilla had sunk this ship back in the day. Sully can't believe it. The other crew are trying desperately to pre-Sully, not realizing that he's just taking a break and reading a book. You know, let me point out really quick that I really love the great art in these old panels. I'm a big fan of old comic book art. You know, when the lights are shining on it, it don't glare and look all shiny like the new stuff. This looks classic. It looks a little yellow tinted old. It's perfect. It's what I call the perfect old comic book, yeah. But Sully's trying his best. He's trying his best to get his stuff together. He puts on his top as he hears banging on the hull. Though suddenly the hull collapses, water pulls in. Sully's lucky he had his diving mask on. He grabs the logbook, surfaces back, and is dragged back to Seaview, where he tightly clutches the log of the other Seaview. Admiral Nelson and the captain look through the logbook, plot the course of the ship. They realize that the ship had sailed on for miles after being attacked by Godzilla. So they're going back to the original spot. Yeah, that's right. They're plotting the course back to the spot of the attack. The attack where Godzilla sunk the galleon. He's Godzilla. Okay, this messed with me a little bit. They're plotting the crew. There's a ghost. There's a ghost standing up there telling Nelson he's plotting the course true and because now we got Ghost telling Nelson how to plot the course, but he don't see him because it's a ghost. And in the very next page over, Seaview gets attacked. It's true, but it don't get attacked by Godzilla, no. In the very next, with a ghost still floating around on deck here, Seaview is attacked by a giant squid, like in Voyage. That other movie for Disney and giant octopuses, what was that? If you said 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, you are a winner. So Nelson electrifies the hull and turns the giant squid into calamari as it swims off in severe pain. They have to repair the Seaview now after this big battle. This takes a while. And while they're making repairs, the ghost is getting in Nelson's head. Getting in Nelson's head. Oh my God, I think the person who drew this comic book and wrote this comic book was just reaching for stuff out of the thin blue air to throw up in here. Check it out. On their, after getting the Seaview repaired and carrying on their merry journey, of course they come by an island which just happens to be having a volcanic eruption. The island is tossing the water around it, the ball. It's causing tidal waves. See? Tidal waves. That's how you draw one. And it's causing the water to boil. It's causing green slime in the water. It's causing... Oh, God. It's causing me to have a headache. And since this comic book apparently doesn't have no commercials for me to enjoy, let me take a break and make my own commercial. A commercial for Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother Steven Sunstorm. You know the good stuff, guys, here on YouTube. Be sure to check them out. As well as my partner in crime, Thrash Pondo Pons. You'll see Pons every Sunday night at 7:30. But every other week, you'll see me and my girl Sarah join Thrash as we take on the big subjects. Next week, Stephen King, vampires, werewolves, and rat monsters. Alrighty, and be sure to check out Pat McCormack at the Golden Ranger TV right here on YouTube for all your classic retro needs, as well as all our other good stuff, guys. BK on the air, Big Guys 45, Corey's Comedy Channel. My flock is everywhere, Sarah. We love that girl. The Nostalgic Pod Blast. Chance, the most intelligent man in the nostalgic world. Retro Nerd Girl, Brain Benders Banners. Chrissy, you can see me on her show on Brain Benders Banners. Saturday nights at 9:30 or so. AAP Homestead, AAP for life. The Unapologetic Geek, and a special shout out to Gypsy Road. We miss you, brother, as well as BMR, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. So the Seaview carries on past the volcanic explosion. The ship repaired. They're in search of the last location of the ship where it was attacked by the monster. Whole time, Seaview being stopped by the Seaview ghost ship. Sully wound up in the brig for acting crazy, and now the giant octopus returns. The giant squid is headed straight towards Seaview, but Admiral Nelson says, "I'm not having none of this," and fires 2 torpedoes right towards it. Kaboom! More calamari. Wonka, wonka, wonka. So we got Ghost influencing the Admiral. We've got volcanoes. We've got giant squids. We've got sea monsters. We've got Godzilla. But I want to know what that guy who put this comic book was smoking when he put it together, because I definitely want some of that stuff. Seaview carries on with some well-drawn art. Seaview carries on. Scully is released from the brig by a captain, but Scully freaks out and locks the captain up. Oh, his captain should have left Scully in the brig. The goofy bastard's name's Sully. Why do I keep calling him Scully? I do not know. Well, whoever drew this book just want to make sure they got everything in this story, I guess, because now we get the warning. That's right. It wouldn't be a good Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea story unless we had to ride through a storm. That's right. A hurricane. What? Oh, tropical cyclone, excuse me. Oh, what a bloody ripoff. Cyclone damaged the ship. Ship's main engine's down. The backup's barely working. They go on battery power. They say we can't make it to the final destination today. We'll have to try again next time. As they head off to port to make repairs. Yeah, that's right. You believe this? Seaview's in port making repairs, all banged up, just like that. My brain hurts. They get the Seaview repaired. They're all happy about it. Take it on a test drive. It's doing great. They go back to check on Sully, who's still looking like a glowing-eyed old zombie with D rolling out them eyes. He got some D going on. I don't think Sully will ever be okay, says Admiral Nelson. We'll see. It might take time, but one day Sully Burger will come back to us. Well, that wasn't the greatest story in the world, but they did a really good job on the art, and they tried to throw everything they could in. I think that the fact they tried to throw everything they could in is what kind of ruined the story, don't you agree? And then you get the predictions from 1965 for Man Beneath the Sea. I swear this stuff's better than the comics. That's right. You could have did Undersea Explorers with your whatever in the blue heck diving bell that thing is. You should take it down to the underwater hotel where you can stand around on observation decks watching sharks feed. Or you could have took one of these little joy bubble rides around where you like pedal powered the thing. They got them for duck ponds at Frontierland. You can have the detectors floating so you can keep up with all your radios and cell signals from under the thing. They just float up on oh my God. Man's undersea establishments will pump their water supplies from springs, fresh waters, on the floor of the ocean. Oh my God, they got it planned out, boy. And on the back of this really cool comic book, you get some Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea art. Now, that's what I call some impressive stuff. I really, really love the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea art, even though it don't got much to do with the bloody comic we just read. And basically, it's just the cover. Great cover. A Gold Key classic. A 12-cent comic book from the year I was born, 1965. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Number 3. Yee-hee-hee. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Be sure to pick up copies of True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1 and Book 2 by my good friend, Bigfoot Michigan Rob. If you really like a cool story, you'll enjoy these books. Available on Amazon. And be sure to join me next week, when I actually do a much worse book. Probably, because this one was pretty good. I didn't hate it. Story wasn't too great, but the art was awesome, and I love anything that has a Godzilla in it, don't you? So be sure to join me, and until next time, this is Daddy Staten on the Daddy Dan Blog. Blog over, dudes.